This is Jamie Drummond for Good Food Revolution. I am here today to speak about an upcoming release from Argiano. I am joined by Riccardo Bogi, who is joining us all the way from Tuscany. How are you today, sir?
Great, fantastic, Jamie. Thank you for this opportunity. I'm looking forward to have a glass of wine with you. This is in here, it's afternoon. I know it's quite early in the morning for you.
My wife doesn't love when I do these tastings first thing in the morning, but nevertheless, we are here to speak about this wine, the 2020 NC, as it's known. Tell us a little bit about this wine, and I will pour myself a glass. You have some there, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I have my bottle, my glass. NC, I would like to start first with the name. NC is just an acronym. The real name that you can read in the back label is Non Confunditur. It's a Latin name, quite complicated even for us as Italians. It simply means to not be confused, unique. And it used to be the motto of the family who own Argiano. They were quite a unique, I would say in a positive way, an eccentric family. So we wanted to use the motto for this wine, which is also the initials of the previous owner, Noemi Cinzano. That's why NC was just the best name for this wine. The label that sometimes could be a little bit confusing doesn't represent the moon. It represents the stairs that we have in our underground cellar from the 16th century. Yes. Which is the most beautiful part of the estates. We have this underground cellar that are almost 500 years old, and we have this water well used to collect rainwater. After the renovation of the villa and the conservative restoration, we remove the water, we build stairs, and there we have a vertical collection of different Brunellos, not only Argiano, but many other producers, which is the most important thing. Montalcino is a community. So the other producers are, yes, competitors, but first of all, they are colleagues, they're friends. Yeah. The only way to grow in this area is to talk to our colleagues. And those are the stairs that we hope that many people will come to see the winery, which is really worth it. And that is the idea. NC, it's a blended wine. It's I would say, the easiest and most approachable wine that we produce.
All right.
It's a blend of Cabernet Sauvignon 50%, Merlot 25%, and Sangiovese 25%. The idea is to have the structure of the Cabernet Sauvignon. So the concentration, the good tannins from Cabernet. The Merlot helps to have, I would say, a more elegant profile. And the Sangiovese gives the Tuscan signature, nice freshness, red berries and cherry flavors. All together, they make this wine easier to approach, but at the same time, straight and vertical.
It smells like a very contemporary wine, very, very modern wine. And I know you do respect traditions and the like, but this does smell like a very clean, contemporary, beautifully juicy, and the fruit aromatically is presented absolutely perfectly, absolutely perfectly. Tell me a little bit about where this fruit is sourced from.
Well, we only make estate wines. So we make the wines with the grapes that we cultivate. Everything is from here. Argiano has a single parcel estate. So all the vineyards are around the winery. Just to give you an idea, from the south part of Argiano to the north part, it takes about 5 minutes with a tractor. So it's a small place. You can run around it. We have mostly Sangiovese, but then again, we have this Cabernet, we have Merlot, we have Petit Verdot for another wine. And the idea of, you say something very precise, it's a more modern wine. Our production is for Rosso di Montalcino, Brunello Riserva, very traditional.
Yes, yeah.
But so we had the chance with these varietals to have something more modern, easy to be understood by any drinker. And sometimes we need to just open a bottle, pour the wine, drink it. We don't have to overthink too much. This is the idea behind this. But then when you have a sip, you realize that the wine is like wakes you up. And that is thanks to the Sangiovese, which is in it.
It's interesting. I taste many wines at this time of the morning because I'm doing interviews with people from all over the world. And most of those wines really hit my palate quite harshly at this time of the morning. We're talking about right now, it's about just after 10 here. And I'm used to tasting wines early in the morning, but there is that kind of tannic, acidic hit that really does give you a bit of a jolt in the morning. However, this is actually going down incredibly well this morning. It's a very well crafted, very smooth, very elegant, juicy, enjoyable wine. Tell me a little bit about the vinification here.
Sure. In our mind, is the main goal is quite simple. It's to try to have balance everywhere. Mm-hmm. From the vineyards, with the biodiversity, with the maturation, with all the parcels coming from the different soils. And then when we do the harvest, our main goal for the NC was to bring to the cellar healthy grapes, ripe enough for this vinification. So we do the harvest between in 2020, early September was a warm but very complete vintage, beautiful vintage. Early September for Merlot. Then we continue with a Sangiovese, and the latest is the Cabernet Sauvignon, usually at the end of September or beginning of October. We moved to the cellar. Again, it's really nearby, so it doesn't take long, very few minutes to reach the cellar. The stemming, very soft pressing for the grapes. We move the grapes to the stainless steel tanks. They are easy to control, easy to clean. We have a spontaneous fermentation and quite a short maceration. Mm-hmm. We are in the warm part of Montalcino, so we usually have good structure, quite a good amount of sugar that will become alcohol. We don't want to over extract from the skins. And of course, all the varietals are vinified separately and also aged separately. After the fermentation and maceration, we remove the wines. At the end of the year, we move it to the underground cellar, and we use barriques, French barriques, medium toasted, but only second and third passage barriques.
There's there's no kind of vanilla note on this or anything.
No.
Preserve that freshness of the fruit absolutely perfectly. It's almost like a kind of crunchy fruit, which I don't usually get with wines from Tuscany that often. It's really quite lovely. Now, you have been tasting this wine in your ambassadorial role for quite some time, and you must have tasted this with so many different dishes at different dinners and different occasions. Where do you see this before dinner, at the dinner table, after dinner? How would you enjoy this wine?
Okay, I can tell you that personally, when I'm at home, sometimes we like to do barbecues. Yep. You open the bottle, you have some bite of meat, you drink it. Then after maybe 15 minutes, the bottle is finished, so you have to go to something else. But with barbecues on a Sunday, when you have a sunny Sunday afternoon, it's perfect. You're busy with your friends, with your family, chatting and talking. You are not maybe in the mood to deeply analyze the wine. You go for that, easygoing, you drink it. It can be with a nice burger. It can be with some pasta with, bolognese sauce. We usually think that we need we're not obliged to have meat with that, but definitely we need something kind of salty, kind of fatty, some quite heavy profile, a heavy taste to combine with this wine. The weirdest match I had was in Thailand, and what was with this coconut milk and chicken and spices soup. I thought it would have been a total disaster, but
Yeah.
actually it was working quite well. So I always like to try new things. Of course, I will not match it with some sashimi. That will not work, but it's good to explore.
Super.
So any occasion for this wine is perfect.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for sharing it with us this morning. This is released on February the 8th or thereabouts in Ontario. So I look forward to enjoying more of it when it gets released. Thank you very much for joining us at Good Food Revolution today. We will speak to you again sometime soon, hopefully in Ontario, over a glass of wine.
Jamie, thank you very much. Grazie mille and cheers.
Cheers to your health. Bye for now.
Bye.